Okay, got some more clips for you. Again, it's all clips that the mainstream media won't show you because obviously they have an agenda that they want to push. And I show you the other side. I show you the things that they don't want to show you. So let's check it out.
If racism is really this all powerful, baked in the bones apocalypse that Democrats keep wailing about in 2026, why the hell do they have to keep manufacturing it like a bad Netflix reboot? If it was really everywhere, they wouldn't need a full time squad of hoax artists, rope spotters, and nonprofit grifters working overtime just to keep the fear porn profitable. Let me remind you, you guys remember Juicy Smollett? He stages his own midnight theater production, MAGA hats, bleach, news, the greatest hits of Subway, pays two Nigerian brothers to play the villains, and then sobs to the cameras about Trump country, convicted on felony counts, and half the left still treat him like the victim of a hate crime. This is against all reality. Or Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR professional victim for the news cycle, spots a noose in his garage stall, cues the national meltdown. Every Democrat and cable anchor clutches pearls about racist America. The FBI rolls in, checks it out, and turns out it was just a garage pole rope that had been hanging there since 2019. Not a noose, not personal, not anything else. They shrugged. But the real masterpiece is the Southern Poverty Law Center. These guys just got indicted yesterday. Fresh ink. 11 federal counts: wire fraud, bank fraud, money laundering, conspiracy. The DOJ says they took donor millions between 2014 and 23 and quietly funneled it to the actual Klan, Aryan Nation types, National Socialist clowns, the very monsters they built $1 billion empires scaring rich liberals about, while their hate map was smearing conservatives and Christians and anyone who could define a woman as dangerous extremist. They were also paying real extremists to keep this brand alive. It's like a cancer charity that secretly invests in cigarette companies that act shocked that tumors keep showing up. Please think of the children and keep those checks coming. Like Sally Struthers wearing a Klan hood. Look, dumb racists still exist. Oh, of course they do. They always will, in every color. But this systemic country is burning down nonsense. It needs constant CPR from the left because the patients keep flatlining. They stage it, hype it, and then when it fails, they straight up subsidize it. The racism industry isn't curing anything. It's the dealer keeping everyone hooked on division so the donations and votes keep flowing. Go figure, the party that literally created the Klan still funds the Klan. They've just traded burning crosses and white robes for three-piece suits and Molotov cocktails. The grift is so predictable and really sad.
Ready for this one? I'm just gonna show you guys some pictures and I'm gonna let you come to your own conclusion here. Why have all of these pictures been removed from any history book, any text, anything? These people are like 8 to 9 feet tall. If you've never heard of Tartaria, please look it up. Tartaria is a country that was originally in Russia, and they have completely wiped it out of all textbooks. Tartaria was like the most advanced civilization of all time. And look at these doorways. Don't they look just abnormally massive? Tartaria would use these things on the left as their electricity conductors, and now we have these fucking things. Here it's shown in more detail. They're still around today, they're just not used for their original purpose. These are Tartarian structures. You just simply do not see architecture like this made anymore. Is it because we're not smart enough, or is it because we're lazy and we're trying to get rid of art and culture, all things beautiful? There's a crazy conspiracy that says that there was a giant mud flood that has covered up thousands of years of history. I don't know about that, but it's interesting to think about. But back to the tall people. Why are all of these pictures gone? We know for certain, if you look up the world's tallest man, I'm sure something will come up. These genetics have to be in there somewhere.
Yeah, this opening ceremony here in Switzerland for a tunnel that they built. I think it goes between Switzerland and Italy, I think. When they opened it, they just had this demonic festival to like this demonic parade when they opened it. It's crazy. This is only part of it. There's a lot more of it that is just crazy. Like, what does any of this have to do with the opening of a tunnel? So I've seen other videos where they've talked to like what are they called, like demonologists? I don't know, people who like specialize in demons or whatever. And they've basically said, yeah, this was just a straight up ritual to the demon called Baal, Baal. And if you watch, this is only a small clip of it, but if you watch more, there's plenty of other clips out there, and it definitely is some sort of crazy ritual, demonic ritual. This guy wearing a goat's head.
America must wake up. Check this out.
So any Muslim who lives in the United States, they're forbidden to live in the United States if there's a Muslim country like Saudi Arabia or Iran, unless it's a time of war.
Oh, wow.
Unless it's a time of war.
Oh.
If it's a time of war, you can lie. So what's happening is, and
Is this from the Quran?
it's for the Quran and the Hadith. So it's from like the first and second most like established books in Islam.
Okay.
Like there's no getting behind this. Muhammad said this. Yeah, so the Quran's God's word, and God says in the Quran you can't live under lands that are Jews and Christians if you're a Muslim.
Unless it's time of war.
Yes. Muhammad says unless it's time of war you can.
So is it? It's always time of war, right?
And when Muhammad died, he said, "Al-yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum." Today I have completed your religion. Go and expand. So anyone who is not a Muslim today, living under a caliphate, is in a time of war.
Oh.
And Muslims will be your friends for a long time until you openly reject Islam. So you can have a Muslim friend with you for.
So I'm going to say it right here. I openly reject Islam. Okay. All my Christian brothers, you got to get ready. You got to be prepared, because this is not only happening in other countries. This is happening here in the United States. The UK is having a big problem right now with Muslims trying to take over. And the UK, the citizens are starting to see it, and they're starting to fight back. So hopefully it goes well for them. We're supporting them.
For 10 years. But after those 10 years, you say, you know what? Actually, I don't want to be Muslim. I guarantee you that friend will stop talking to you. Because they're not allowed to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the scary thing. They're actually waiting. And the reason why I know is because I did this. You're waiting until the Western countries fall and the caliphate, the Islamic State, like comes up. So if, let's say like tomorrow, the United States falls apart and all the Muslims in the United States call a caliphate, like all bets are off when it comes to us.
Is that like a little known fact, or do the Muslims here know this?
They know it. They know it. They talk about it all the time.
Like I said, to all my Christian brothers out there, prepare yourself, right? You know, and make sure you're strong. Try to stay strong. Go to the gym, work out. You know, I don't want to say that there's going to be a war or anything like that, but I'm just saying, be prepared. There's a lot of videos about Muslims in the United States talking about taking over the country, and especially after that guy in New York City, Mamdani, got elected. The Muslims were basically saying, okay, this is step one. Now we have to keep getting Muslims elected. And pretty soon they're saying they will rule this country. And, you know, not if there's people like me out there, they won't.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَعِدُّ لَهُمْ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. Prepare for your enemies what you can of military strength.
We remain in the field. We know what America plans. يَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ. Allah says, they plan and we plan.
We're prepared when the time comes that we prepared for sacrifice. And inshallah, bi'idhnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we see victory for this ummah in our lifetimes.
Inshallah, one day we will become martyrs. This is how we come to power.
Do not care about dying or being shot or anything else that other movements in this country have had to do. We have to be ready to pay everything. And once we do that, we will find that Allah's promise is true. We either have, we're going to go out martyrs, or Allah's going to have.
We need to know the United States as an economy, as a superpower is falling down. It's the time now to go and start sending an army to go and do jihad and call them to accept Islam and implement Islam on them.
Obviously, that's what's happening.
This might be the most insane pattern we have found on Polymarket so far.
Based in Paris, Nicholas Vyman's small data analytics firm Bubble Maps creates visualizations of bets on Polymarket to spot bubbles or clusters of suspect traders. One paradox of Polymarket, everything about the trades is totally transparent and public, except the traders themselves remain anonymous. They shared for the first time what they believe is a more egregious insider trading case than Gannon Ken Van Dyke's.
We spotted 9 Polymarket accounts, all connected, who made collectively $2.4 million, betting almost exclusively on U.S. military operations.
That's what they're doing.
So much fraud going on, so much insider trading, and they're literally betting on war. The people who can create war are the people who are benefiting from it, the people who are making money off of it.
Think about what Trump is doing to Lisa Cook. He got rid of all the smart women in the military, the smart black women in the military.
He got rid of all the smart black women in the military?
Fired all the smart black women.
Did you hear that? There are no more smart black women in the military, only dumb black women.
Women in the military.
What does Taco Donnie mean? I don't know what that means.
There was a time when Trump would propose something and then he would back off from it. And someone came up with this taco thing.
Trump always chickens out.
Yes, thank
Trump
you.
always chickens out. Okay. What do you think about black women that voted for Trump?
I think they were misled, as were most people who voted for him, who were not these crazy MAGA people. And now we're all regretting that. That's it.
Well, I'm a black woman who voted for Trump, and I don't regret it. I'm really happy.
You are really happy about what's happening?
I mean, what exactly are you talking about? Sure, yeah, they're taking a lot of criminals off the streets. I'm hoping that what he's doing in D.C., he's going to soon do in New York, because I know a lot of our neighborhoods are overrun with crime, drugs, homelessness.
And once again, you'll notice that these are two elderly women. In a previous video, you can go back and watch it. They take advantage of the elderly and the young children, and they brainwash them because they're the most easily, people to brainwash. The elderly who just really they've lost their ability to comprehend a lot of things, and young children. Go back and watch the other video. There's some good clips in there about elderly people, who are basically brainwashed by this ideology.
I'm hearing that most of the people that are being scooped up are not criminals. Many of them are here legally and work.
See what she said? We're hearing that most of them who are being scooped up aren't criminals. Well, who's telling you that? Who are you hearing that from? People who aren't telling you the truth. That's who you're hearing that from. And because they're elderly, they just believe it, right? They don't have the ability to, what am I trying to say? The ability to just investigate. They just believe what other people tell them.
Working, and they're just swept up off their jobs.
Can you name one person that you know of who is legally here and was deported by Trump?
No. I think this conversation's over.
Why? Why do you guys want to stop talking to me when I start having a conversation with you?
Because I think you're provocative and very biased.
Okay, this is some of the craziest evidence that the Red Sea was parted, and I can tell you, if this evidence instead was in favor of evolution, it would be in every science textbook. But because it's evidence of the story in the Bible of Moses parting the Red Sea, we never heard of it. So the way the story goes is that the Red Sea was parted by Moses, and on either side of the Red Sea, there were pillars of fire blocking people from the other side from getting in so they could cross safely. So on both sides of the Red Sea, there was a pillar of fire. That's what was described. Did you know on either side of the Red Sea, at a certain point in it, not the whole beach, a certain part, the sand on the beach has turned to glass, which takes 3,000 degrees, and they don't really know why the beach is turned to glass there. Now, the chariot wheels and all the other stuff they found underneath the sea was crazy, but this is on a whole nother level. And this is making people feel a little uneasy, because if the Bible is true and God is real, then are you living in accordance with his will right now?
I hope you don't eat Jimmy Dean bacon.
I just opened this Jimmy Dean hickory smoked bacon. 12 ounces. I was like, that's a little light.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 ounces with the package.
Wow.
It's like 4 strips of bacon off.
We need Jimmy to investigate this.
I wonder why the media is not talking about this. This is Tyson Michael Goodsell, a 17-year-old from Minnesota. One night after finishing a closing shift at the pizza place where he worked, he was on his way out when 3 individuals ambushed him. Police arrived on scene to find Tyson in his car crashed into a building with a wound on his head in what reports are saying was execution style. They rushed him to the hospital, but he was pronounced unalive. 4 individuals have been arrested so far. Are you ready to hear their names? They're all Minnesota natives. Abdika Hadar Fahaki Mohidin, a 20-year-old from St. Peter. Ahmed Fuad Mohammed, a 23-year-old from Shakopee. Ahmed Mohammed, a 19-year-old, and Ryan Robert Wollner, an 18-year-old who helped orchestrate by telling Abdika Hadar and his friends where and when he could find Tyson. And it gets worse. Mr. Abdika Hadar was out on conditional release for first-degree attempted unaliving for a separate incident back in 2024. He walked up to a car with 2 individuals in it, a man and a woman, and after a brief exchange of words, decided to just start going. He was charged with attempted first-degree, attempted second-degree, multiple assault counts, and several other firearm-related offenses, but for some reason, they just let him out. And yet I haven't seen the media cover this story at all. I wonder why.
Because he's one of their voters. That's why. They want him out on the street so he can vote for them. They don't care about the citizens' lives. They don't care about that. They imported criminals. They emptied out jails down in Venezuela or was it El Salvador? They sent airplanes down to El Salvador and said, "Hey, put your take your criminals out of the prisons and put them on this plane and send them up to Minnesota, send them up to Massachusetts. We'll take care of them." And they just released them onto the streets, violent criminals, because these people will vote for them.
You want to come up here and talk? Come on up, tough guy. Come on.
Sorry, man. I was just saying that's a Nazi America.
To return people that break into your country back home?
Because like mass deportation really just is like cleansing the land.
No, it's not. It's restoring the law.
Yeah, man, but law is not a moral compass.
Yes,
like
it is.
Justice is greater than the country, greater than money, greater than God. Justice is the human universe.
Justice is not greater than God. What are you talking about?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You're tripping, bro.
Hold on. So let me ask you a question. If someone breaks into your country, what should the punishment be?
I was going to give you a different question, man.
Well, I just answered. It's very simple. You said we're Nazi America, so tell me, if someone breaks into the United States, what should the punishment be?
I wouldn't say it's breaking in most of the time, dude.
No, it is.
I would say dude, because like, if other countries are economically bad and they're coming here, like they want to come here.
Doesn't
and
matter.
work.
If someone goes and robs a 7-Eleven, you don't get like a lesser penalty if you're broke. What is wrong, regardless of your socioeconomic status.
I get you, man. No, I get you. But like, law is not a universal thing.
No, they are. No, that's not correct. We believe, as Christians and in the West, in an axiological truth, which that every human being has written on their heart some form of right or wrong. It is inherently wrong to steal other people's stuff. It's inherently wrong to walk into people's homes uninvited. It's inherently wrong to go after somebody and harass them or whatever. Yeah. So it's a universal law that you don't get to go places where you aren't invited.
He said, aliens are real, they're here, and I've seen them. Just like that. Just like, here, I'll throw you a bone, kid. And I said, well, are they alive? And he paused and he said, I can't say. I said, you can't say or you won't say? And he said, I can't say. Okay, well, hold on a second. If what you're saying is true, how does everyone not know about it? And he said, oh, lots of people know about it. You could walk into any bookstore and you're going to find all sorts of books on the shelves with lots of truth. But right next to them are the books that we publish, full of propaganda. It's a multi-billion-dollar campaign to cover up the truth. And I was like, why does the truth have to be covered up? And he said, look, we live in a God-fearing country. There's only one thing that keeps this world spinning, gives everybody the control they need. That's the global economy. If you disrupt that by taking away the reason for people to live their lives, everything falls apart. And governments of the world will not be able to control the populace. What's the advantage of giving people the truth?
See, I would counter that because he was trying to say basically that we need the system that we currently have for people to have a purpose, which I absolutely disagree with. I mean, back in the 18, 17, 1600s, people still had a purpose. They weren't, working 9-to-5 jobs like we are today, right? Their purpose was to provide for their family. It was to build a house, to chop down trees, saw them into boards and build a house or build log cabins. It was to chop wood for fire. It was to raise chickens for food and raise cows for milk and meat. People had a purpose. You don't have to have this exact system that we have today to have a purpose.
Oh, we got some more astronaut fails. Yep. What happened to that water? Why was that water just sitting there? Oh no, can't do that. Oh no, not the green screen in the background. Water. Oh, it's a bubble? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, no. Oh, it dropped it. Oh, just kidding. What the heck? Not the fade in, too. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, grab his harness. Yep, grab his harness. Yep, there we go. Oh, it went through your fingers.
The folks that are protesting about Iran in New York City are paid.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Where are we headed with these signs? Where are we going here? You guys are...
They don't want to answer.
This is grassroots, but this does not look very grassroots. You guys doing this for free? So all these signs that you see are going to Columbus Circle for a protest that Roy Neville Singham is paying for, who is trying to sow division into this country. PSL's fiscal sponsor is the Progress Unity Fund, and we know that the sponsor of the Progress Unity Fund is the Tides Foundation. George Soros gave the Tides Foundation $40 million.
Regular people who have jobs can't just leave their life and go protest. The folks who are protesting are also highly susceptible to incentivization by money. This is the realest journalism we've had ever. None of the fucking Fox News, CNN,
It's all fake.
CNBC,
It's all
none of those
manufactured.
news organizations actually give you real news.
Unbelievable. In this video we can clearly see a construction worker that's just been working to build scaffolding, as you can see behind, and this person sitting there just blocking his working area. And it's just amazing to see migrant youth coming to Europe and doing construction and building scaffolding and just being pro-members of European society.
Y'all to get out of here with your sign.
What do you mean? Oh, you have borders on this campus.
No, we have this space reserved as an official event.
Yeah, so you have borders. Where's your borders at?
This whole green area right here.
Oh, so you want to control who comes in and out. Like an ICE agent or a border patrol agent. You wouldn't dare act like a fascist, would you? I would really encourage you on a rally on a campus. This is an event for sanctuary campuses. You probably shouldn't act like a fascist border patrol agent. You should take down your borders and let whoever wants on the space, okay?
They can never answer for
Why is your lip
themselves.
quivering? Because you've been called out on how you're acting exactly like how you don't, what you're advocating against. You're acting just like them. So if you believe in illegal aliens allowing to have sanctuary on this campus, put your money where your mouth is, leave me alone, and let me have sanctuary on this campus, okay?
Did you know that the Trump administration has uncovered more than $160 billion in COVID student and business loan fraud? $160 billion. Bet you didn't. This includes 250 million taxpayer dollars stolen by the Somali-run Feeding Our Future charity up in Minnesota, a fraud scheme that stole more than $270 million from California's Medicaid program, a $650 million Sober Homes Medicaid fraud scheme out in Arizona, $22 billion in fraudulent small business loans, $135 billion in fraudulent COVID relief payments, and $6.3 billion in fraudulent government contracts. And I bet that's the first time you're hearing about it because the media won't touch this. Between May 1st and June 1st, ABC ran exactly one 28-second segment on the Minnesota charity fraud scheme. Didn't even touch the other stories. NBC spent less than 2 minutes on it. CBS was the big winner because they spent a grand total of 5 minutes covering the arrests and sentencing of fraudsters. So if you get your news from the big three networks, it's likely you have no idea any of this ever even happened. Now compare that to how many hours of coverage they devote to things like ICE detention centers and the Trump ballroom. The truth is that this administration has been scoring massive wins for the American people and U.S. taxpayers, but you can't vote on something that you don't even know has happened.
All right, that's all I got for you today. As always, head down to the comments section, leave your thoughts and opinions on any of the clips that we saw today, and thank you for watching.